If you could build a time machine and set the dial to London 300 AD, you wouldn't land in a primitive village. You would land in a metropolis that feels shockingly modern. You would smell spices from India. You would hear languages from Africa and the Middle East. You would see a skyline dominated not by thatched roofs, but by massive red-tiled basilicas and smoke rising from industrial furnaces. This is Londinium. For nearly 400 years, this was the New York City of the ancient world. A grid of order imposed on a wild island. It was a city of glass windows, running water, and global supply chains. A civilization so advanced that when it finally fell, it would take the British people 1,000 years just to figure out how to build it back. The heart of this machine was the River Thames. But the Romans did something the native Britons had never done. They tamed it. They built the first London Bridge. This wasn't a rickety crossing. It was a massive timber highway on sturdy piers, turning a wide river into the commercial bottleneck of an empire. Below the bridge, the docks were a hive of industrial-scale logistics. We aren't talking about local farmers trading turnips. We're talking about mass imports. Archaeologists have found amphorae, huge shipping containers of the ancient world, stained with olive oil from Spain and wine from Italy. Massive cranes, powered by human hamster wheels, lifted tons of stone and cargo. It was a 24/7 logistics hub. But why was all this wealth flowing here? What was the engine driving this machine? The answer lies 300 miles to the north, Hadrian's Wall. This massive fortification marked the edge of the known world. Thousands of Roman soldiers were stationed there, staring down the tribes of Scotland. And those soldiers needed to be fed, clothed, and armed. London was the funnel. Every barrel of wine and every crate of spears entering Britain came through London's docks before marching north up Watling Street. It was the logistics hub for the empire's most heavily militarized border. Walk up the hill from the river and you hit the Forum. This was the Mall of America and Wall Street combined. This wasn't a barter economy, it was a cash economy, fueled by mass-produced Roman coinage. In these stalls, the world was for sale. You could buy amber from the Baltic, dates from North Africa, and peppercorns from India. It was a true consumer society. We see this in the brands. A Roman Londoner could walk into a shop and buy a set of mass-produced red Samian tableware, stamped with the factory's name, that looked exactly like the one sitting on a table in Rome or Alexandria. It was the first true era of globalized style. But life wasn't just about trade. It was about entertainment. Deep beneath the modern guild hall, archaeologists found the remains of a massive amphitheater. This was the city's arena. Imagine 7,000 screaming spectators, more than 10% of the entire population, cheering for gladiators and wild beast hunts. It was a place of brutal spectacle, bringing the violence of the Colosseum to the edge of the known world. And just down the road, there was a different kind of intensity. The Temple of Mithras, a dark, underground sanctuary dedicated to a Persian god of light. It was a secret society for wealthy merchants and soldiers, filled with smoke, chanting, and exotic marble statues. It proves that London wasn't just a grim outpost. It was a culturally complex city with its own secrets and high society. But the true social heart of the city wasn't the arena, it was the baths. At Huggin Hill, the Romans built a sprawling complex that rivaled a modern luxury spa. This wasn't just about hygiene, it was the ancient equivalent of the pub and the gym combined. Inside, it was a sensory journey. You would sweat in the caldarium, a steam room heated to tropical temperatures, before plunging into the massive, mosaic-lined frigidarium pool. But the city truly came alive in December, during the festival of Saturnalia. For 1 week, the strict Roman order was turned upside down. The courts were closed, gambling was legalized, and in a bizarre reversal of roles, masters would serve dinner to their slaves. The streets of Londinium were lit with torches and filled with drunk revelers. People exchanged gifts of wax candles and pottery dolls. It was a riotous winter carnival. But the real genius of Rome wasn't what you saw, it was what you didn't see. Underneath the paved streets, which were engineered with drainage ditches and camber to shed rain, ran a network of timber and lead pipes. While the rest of Britain was drinking from muddy streams, Londinium had a complex water management system. They had aqueducts. They had public latrines with flushing water channels. They had sewers. The Romans understood that civilization requires sanitation. They imposed a grid of clean water and waste removal on the chaos of nature. It was an engineering triumph that wouldn't be matched in London until the Victorian era. If you were part of the elite, your home was a technological marvel. We tend to think of central heating as a modern invention. The Romans had it 1,800 years ago. It was called the hypercaust. Slaves would stoke furnaces outside the house, pumping hot air into a hollow space beneath the floor. In the damp, freezing British winter, a Roman Londoner could walk barefoot on warm mosaic floors. Their walls were painted with vibrant frescoes, and crucially, they looked out at the world through clear glass windows, a technology that was incredibly rare and expensive. The city hummed with industry. It wasn't quiet. It was filled with the sound of iron tires on stone roads and the banging of smithies. Workshops churned out leather shoes, metal tools and glass vessels. We found evidence of complex mechanical tools, millstones turned by gears, sophisticated locks and keys, and surgical instruments that look terrifyingly similar to what we use today. It was a society built on precision. They didn't just stack rocks, they made bricks to a standard size. They used surveying tools to lay roads as straight as an arrow. It was a triumph of standardization. By the year 350 AD, Londinium seemed invincible. Its walls were 20 feet high, its granaries were full, its bathhouses were steaming. To a citizen walking these streets, it must have felt like this world would last forever. The system was too big, too rich, and too advanced to fail. But they didn't know that the clock was ticking. They didn't know that within a single lifetime, the ships would stop coming, the money would dry up, and the lights of this magnificent city would go out for 400 years. How does a civilization this advanced simply disappear? That is the story for the next video.